Good morning, dear students. I welcome you all to a new class in physics today, children. As you all know that we are doing the chapter current electricity, and today we are going to start with section C of the chapter, children, which is quite a general topic to be discussed today, and that is efficient use of energy. Now, as we all know, children, that energy is our basic requirement. Our life and our comfort revolves around the use of energy resources. In order to make our life comfortable, we are making use of different sources of energy, whether they are renewable or they are non-renewable. We are totally dependent upon the energy resources. So it's our duty that we should use them efficiently. And why should we use them efficiently, children? Because the resources are limited, and over that, due to an increase in population, the requirement, our daily requirement for energy is increasing day by day. And a situation may soon arise in which we may face an acute shortage of energy resources. So therefore we have to see to it that we have to use these energy resources efficiently. Now let us look at why have we to use energy efficiently, or what do you mean by efficient use of energy? Basically, efficient use of energy is a wise use of energy in order to reduce the cost and amount of energy so as to avoid their quick depletion. And on the other hand, we can also control the global emission of greenhouse gases. As you all know, children, when we are making use of petrol, diesel, in case of vehicles, what is being added to the atmosphere? Carbon dioxide is being added, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. All these gases are being continuously added to the atmosphere, which is actually increasing the global warming. Okay, even when we are making use of different fuels like coal, like coke, like petrol, diesel, etc., they are also adding to the pollutants in the atmosphere, which is leading to an increase in greenhouse gases. Okay, so basically, if we want to have a look at why should we use energy efficiently, it is because that's the need of the hour. And in case of the efficient use of energy, we have to look at two major scenarios. The first one is to reduce the cost of the energy, and secondly, it reduces the emission of the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Now let us look at, children, the different ways in which we can use the energy efficiently. I have listed a few points over here. Okay, the first, I am going to discuss them one by one. The first one is properly insulating our homes. Now what does this mean? Actually, in summers we make use of air conditioners, and in winters we make use of the blowers and the heaters. Now when we are making use of such devices which consume a lot of electricity, and we have to make sure that while using air conditioners or heaters, the windows and the doors should be closed, because if we do not insulate our homes properly, that is going to cause less cooling and less heating, and also wastage of electricity. Second point is use of fluorescent lights. And what do you mean by natural skylight? We have to choose a location, or we have to choose a house which is, in a place which is properly receiving sunlight. We should make sure that there is ample amount of sunlight, and also it is an airy house in order to save electricity. Some places are so dark that we have to use lights even when during the daytime. And we should make use of fluorescent lights, because fluorescent lights are basically consuming less amount of electricity, and they give brighter light. And our main focus should be on using natural light during the daytime. Of course, during the night time when the sun sets, we have to make use of the artificial sources of light, but otherwise during the daytime, natural skylight should be used. Then use of LED bulbs. Children, if you go back, you must be knowing that initially we were making use of electric bulbs which had a filament. They had a very shorter lifespan and they used to use a lot of electricity. Then after that came CFLs. Now what is the full form of CFL, children? It is called compact fluorescent light. CFL is compact fluorescent light. Now after that it was replaced by LED. What is the full form of LED, children? It is called light emitting diode. Light emitting diode. It is a modern technology which is making use of very less amount of electricity and greater amount of light. So therefore that use of LED bulbs is preferred and it consumes a very less amount of electricity. Then we go to the next point, use of modern energy efficient appliances. If you go to the market nowadays, children, you will see that there are refrigerators, there are ACs, air conditioners and other devices like dishwashers, microwave ovens, geysers, which are marked with stars. Now those stars actually represent modern technology appliances which are consuming less amount of electricity and they give a better efficiency. Along with that, they add to less amount of CFCs, that is chlorofluorocarbons, which is actually having a control over global warming. It controls global warming. So we have to encourage the use of modern energy efficient appliances. Then use of boilers. Now where are boilers used, children? They are used in industries. In industries there are huge boilers which actually produce a lot of steam and that steam helps to run turbines which produces electricity. So in some or the other way, industries are becoming self-sufficient by producing their own electricity, as well as the furnaces which are used in industries should be designed in such a manner that they make use of less amount of fuel and gives a tremendous amount of heat and temperature, so as to it's basically, furnace is a place where you melt metals and you melt other products, so at a very high temperature, about 2000 to 3000 degrees Celsius. So furnace should be fuel efficient, okay, so as to use less amount of fuels and maintain a high temperature. And last but not the least, use of fuel efficient vehicles. We have to see to it that the vehicles are which we are using are modern technology vehicles. They are the latest ones. They are using we are using vehicles basically which don't have combustion engines. What is a combustion engine, children? Which actually consumes a lot of fuel and gives a lot of smoke, or maybe it emits the carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide as gases. So we have to lay emphasis on using ignition engines, which actually are operated just by a button and they do not emit out the harmful gases. And we have to make use of vehicles which are lighter in weight and which have got advanced technology of tires, so as to consume less amount of fuel. So when we look at all these points in totality, all these points lays stress on fuel efficiency, that is saving and conserving fuel, number one, and secondly, cutting down the cost of fuel, and secondly, reducing the emission of the harmful gases in our day-to-day lives. Okay, children, so these two topics were quite general. Okay, now we move on to the continuation only. According to IEA, what is the full form of IEA? Let us look at it. International Energy Agency. Now this is an agency which chalks out or it lays down stress on the efficient use of energy resources all over the world. Now let us look at it. What does it say? It says improved energy efficiency not only in our transportation vehicles but also in buildings or houses, even in industries. So why have I highlighted these 3 points? Because these are the 3 major sectors where energy is consumed on a larger scale. So therefore this particular agency lays stress on conserving energy resources in all these 3 fields so as to reduce the overall energy consumption. And they have a target to achieve a target by 2050 that if they make use of different they actually make use of different gadgets which are using less amount of energy, and they are laying down the stress on the various points which we discussed before, then by by 2050 they say that the total energy consumption could be controlled, and even by one third of the consumption today, and even the greenhouse gases which are being continuously emitted on a large scale could be curbed and controlled, such that our not only our lives and lifestyle will improve, but on the other hand our environment will become more cleaner and more conducive for us to have a better life. Okay, now as human beings we have also to take some social initiatives, because it's our duty. We are actually responsible to take some social initiatives so as to control so as to apply efficient use of energy in our day-to-day lives. Now what can we do? What social initiative can we take? Children, we can create awareness. We can create awareness among people about the efficient use of energy sources. Like we can use energy efficient machines. We have to be very careful and very sensitive while using the resources which are a nature's gift. Nature has given us resources like solar energy, like water, like wind. Even if they are unlimited, but still we have to conserve them. We have to use them very, very carefully, not to waste them. Especially we should be very careful by using electrical gadgets. If we are sitting in a room and we are using a AC or we are using lights and fans, we should make sure that we switch them off when we move from one room to the other. And public awareness is another aspect which we can look upon and improve upon. And what are the various factors which help in increasing public awareness? One major role is played by the mass media, that is the television, the newspapers. They play a major role in creating public awareness. Even there are eco club activities. Children, we have an eco club in our school. Nature's Glory is its name. Okay, and Eco Club, basically you must have seen, children, they lay stress on recycling, reuse, and they also lay stress on not to use plastic, and to recycle things which we use in our day-to-day life. And they also teach us to conserve energy in the best possible way. And children's participation in different campaigns also will create a public awareness. Even social awareness could be spread by NGOs, which specially work on sensitizing the people about the careful use of energy resources. Children, even if you are educated as an individual, it's your moral duty that you have to educate people around you and create a social awareness among them to use the energy resources very, very carefully. Okay, so these are the things which we can keep in mind. Okay, so with this, children, we end the theory part of the chapter. Now in order to save time, I have worked out the numericals. There are two exercises of numericals which are very, very simple and direct numerical problems are there in this chapter, current electricity. I'm going to pick up the numerical problems of exercise 9A first. Okay, now I'm going to read out the numerical problem, and I want you to focus on how I have solved it. Okay, it has been given here that a charge of, now children, charge is denoted by capital Q. So charge is given to be 0.5 coulombs and it passes through a conductor in time 5 seconds. Okay, you are supposed to find out the current. Formula used, very simple, Q upon T, current is charge upon time. I have both the values here. I substitute the values and I find the answer, and the answer is 0.1 and the unit is amperes. Children, the unit of current is, SI unit of current is amperes. So this is the first numerical problem. Now I go to the second numerical. A current of 1.5 amperes, it has been given that the current is 1.5 amperes. Passes through a conductor for 2 seconds. So the time is mentioned over here to be 2 seconds. You are supposed to find out the amount of charge. Again, the same formula used, but I need to find out the charge. So I will modify it. I will say Q is equal to I multiplied by T. Cross multiply. I put both the values and I get the answer to be 3, and the unit of charge is coulombs. Next, the third numerical problem. When starter motor of a car is switched on for 0.8 seconds. So the time is given to be 0.8 seconds. The charge is 24 coulombs. You are supposed to find out the current. Again, I am using the same formula. I is equal to Q upon T. I have been given the value of Q and T. I substitute it, remove the decimal, and my answer is 30 amperes. So there are only 3 numerical problems in exercise 9A, children, and I want you to just have a close look at the 3 numericals. I have been using the same formula, I is equal to Q upon T. Okay, so please go through these numericals and try to solve them in your notebooks. Now I move to the next exercise of numericals, and that is the second exercise, that is exercise 9B. It is also a very direct and simple. It has direct and simple numerical problems. I am reading out the first numerical problem, children. In transferring 1.5 coulomb charge, so the charge is given to be 1.5 coulomb and the work done is 9 joules. It is given over here, the work done is 9 joules. You are supposed to find out the potential difference. Children, you know potential difference is denoted by capital V and the formula is W upon Q. I have both the values with me. I remove the decimal and I get the answer. And remember, it is potential difference, children, so the unit is volt. Okay, children, the unit is volt. Now I move to the second numerical. A cell of potential difference. The potential difference is given to be 12 volts and the resistance given over here is 24 ohms. You are supposed to find out the current. The formula used is Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. From here, I can slightly modify the formula. I need to find out the value of I, so that will be V upon R. I put both the values and finally the answer is 0.5, and because it is current, so the unit is amperes, children. Okay. Then we move on to the third numerical problem. A bulb draws a current. Now the current drawn is 1.5 amperes and the potential difference given in the question is 6 volts. You are supposed to find out the resistance. Again, we are using the formula of Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. I want to find out the value of R, so that will be V upon I. I substitute both the values, remove the decimal, and I get the answer as 4. And because I am finding out the resistance, the SI unit of resistance is ohm. Now I move to the fourth and the last numerical problem. It is given a current of 0.2 amperes. Yes, the current is 0.2 amperes, children. Resistance is given to be 15 ohms. You need to find out the potential difference. Formula again, V is equal to IR. I have both the values. I substitute and the answer is 3. Because it is potential difference, the SI unit is volt. Okay, children, so there were only 2 numerical exercises in this chapter. Before I end today's class, children, here I would like to once again drill the formulas to you. The first formula, I is equal to Q upon T. This is the formula for current. Then V is equal to W upon Q. Right, children, this is the formula for potential difference. Then the third formula, V is equal to IR. Okay, this is the formula of Ohm's law. And from here we can say R is equal to V upon I. Okay, children, these are basically the formulas, 3 main formulas which are used. Okay, and of course, you should know that the unit of current, children, the unit of current is amperes. Okay, the unit of potential difference, children, is volt. Okay, the unit of resistance is ohm. Right, children, the unit of resistance is ohm. The unit of work done is joule. Okay, all these units should be very, very clear to you. And of course, the unit of charge is coulomb. The unit of charge is coulomb and the unit of time is second. So all these units, okay, and these 3 main formulas are used in the numerical problems, and these are the SI units: current ampere, potential difference volt, resistance ohm, work done joule, charge coulomb, and time second. So basically there are only 2 exercises of numericals which you need to solve in your fair notebooks. Okay, children, so with this I end the chapter of current electricity, and I just request all of you all to go through the chapter properly. And as you all know that we have a doubt class in which we will have an interactive class in which you can ask me and clarify all your doubts. Thank you, children. and have a nice day. Thank you.